Hi there, I'm Alex D. You might know me as a guy who made absolutely innumerable amount of HUD icons and scripts. Well, it all started rather simple, actually. Uh, well, I was kinda annoyed that the default HUD icon for the pistols was the Colts, which, well, in L4D2 isn't really the case. So I had these two pistols drawn in Flash and converted this artwork into a HUD icon. That's how it started. That's how it all started, really. And then, well, in time I have replaced pretty much everything, but well, the only thing that in this mod that is made from my artwork are the two pistols and the construct source weapons. So then, well, I got a little crazy. Well, not yet, but well, my first HUD icons were made from my artwork. So I had this Airsoft M4A1 with a folding sight and all, drawn in Flash as well. And then one day, Rex the Impaler, he submitted the Modern Warfare 2 M4A1, and I was like, wow, I have exactly what this thing needs. So I converted these into a small tiny texture, which is known as a HUD icon. Well, and little did I know that it would become my curse. Yeah. Well, it started rather innocent, really. Well, I think Rex. Yeah, it also was Rex. I saw a double barrel shotgun with rails, and I was like, what? A double barrel shotgun with rails? And well, that's a real thing. That's kind of cool. It's a synthetic stock, and these rails, really tactical thing. Well, the sawn off is, well, not real, but well, I have converted my real artwork into this one for the HUD icon. Well, and so on and so forth. I also, well, when I was nuts about the global offensive, I draw pretty much, well, not all of them, but I did draw the Nova, the Benelli Nova. So I made a HUD icon for that as well. And then somebody asked me to draw a multi-shot grenade launcher HUD icon and something else, and I have converted several of my other artworks into HUD icons. And then, to save time, also melee weapons and so on and so forth. Well, I have not only made well, my Flash outlines into the HUD icons, but also I used the model screenshots and well, just googled images and edited them into HUD icons, and well, it went downhill from there. And I had 900 items recently, and I have decided, no, that's this is not okay. It's time to stop. Yeah. And I just decided it's my thing to draw a gun and research it this way. So I just, unthinkable though it was, but I just deleted everything that is not made by my with my Flash artwork. That includes all melee weapons, almost all, well, pretty much everything, really. Well, what we have here is, well, like a third or less, I think less. And I moved all of them into a single, well, not single, but still into several, well, not hundreds, like 3 archives at game apps. I really like that's the gameapps.com site. It allows to upload zip files, which can include several VPK mods in there, so you can decide what you need and what you don't, and you don't have to upload every single one separately. You can just dump them into a single, what I call them, mass grave, and be done with it. I am not going to support these icons I have dumped basically into the mass graves, so you have my permission to edit, re-upload, or whatever the hell you want to do with them. I am not. I don't want anything to do with them anymore. Well, Jesus. It's too much. It's really, it's hundreds of them, and I would rather enjoy doing it. It's just, well, you will see if I make this into a guide that it's done rather easily, and well, it's not too exciting, really. It's just, well, you take a snapshot, you resize it, you remove the background, and presto, you've done a mod. Amazing. You're a hero now. And well, while the rest of this, what I have kept is, well, I have drawn, actually. I have invested quite an amount of time into all this, and well, I'm kind of proud, I guess, that well, also I know what this thing is. It's the safety button, and well, I just, well, I'm into weapons, really. That's how I learn stuff, I guess. So while I'm taking the screenshot and then crop it and then remove the background, I don't really learn anything. I just do stuff, and it can be a show, really. Well, there were times when I was kind of busy with my school and everything, and then I opened my L4D2, and like 10 or 12 new add-ons I have subscribed to, so I don't forget those requests to make HUD icons. Oh, and I was like, oh god, I need to do 10 of these. It's like 15 or 10 minutes per each icon, and well, that is going to just eat an hour or more of my life just to get done. Well, well, not that I'm complaining, but I am complaining, in fact. But well, I don't know. I want it to be special. I mean, I will show you how easily it is done, so you can actually do it instead of waiting when I do or somebody else. Well, why do you have to rely on somebody else if all you have to do is, well, use Crowbar, use a graphic editor of your choice, and that's pretty much it. That you don't have to draw weapons like me. It's what I do. You don't have to. Well, and you will never have to wait for me to finish it. You will do it yourself, and for whatever mods you like. So you can have your favorite, I don't know, Brown and automatic rifle HUD icon made by yourself, and you can adjust script values and so on and so forth. I will place a link for the presets so you can do it faster. Everything is pretty much done, so you just, well, let's say you're making a HUD icon for the AK, there's an addoninfo. You just replace the title, let's say RPK icon. Your name goes here, so whatever you have decided to call yourself is going to be there. And well, how do you describe a mod, or well, whatever message you want to leave in there. So yeah, What you need to know is how all of this works. So I didn't extract it, but well, okay, I'll do this now, I guess. Well, I'm not going to extract it, I'm just going to open this right here. If I remember where this is. Materials, VGuy, HUD. Yeah, I think it's there. There's a file called icon sheet, several of them actually. What it is well, a mass, an array, whatever you want to call it, of HUD icons in there. So, well, let's see. We have a submachine gun, an assault rifle, a hunting rifle, an auto shotgun, a pump shotgun, both pistols, a magnum pistol, a pipe bomb, a Molotov. Well, all of this thing. But well, let's say you have replaced the magnum pistol with a revolver, and you want to change that. Well, an obvious solution would be to edit this one and replace the Desert Eagle silhouette with the revolver of your choice, and then save it, and then you're done. But if, say, you have replaced an M16 with an M4, you will need to edit this one as well. But since, well, since it's the same file, two of these two mods replacing this one will cause conflicts. Well, that's when you open your add-ons menu and you see several of your add-ons highlighted in red. That means they are trying to replace the same file, and only one of them will actually work at a time. So if you have several HUD mods, you will either only see the M4 and the Desert Eagle, or the revolver and M16. That's not what we want. What we want is to edit a script file. A script file is linked to a material. It's in there. Texture data, yeah. Weapon. It's the main HUD icon. By default. Where do I find the default values? In here, for instance. Yeah. File. Icon sheet 2. Well, that's not the file we're looking for. It's icon sheet 2. And here's our AK, where it is positioned 384 and well 128, and it's this rectangle with these proportions. So that's coordinates where this particular icon resides. So we can actually change that to some other coordinates. So we'll have our AK have the military sniper rifle icon or something, I guess. Well, we need to change that. We need to link this to our custom HUD icon. We can change the positioning and all of that. We can also give it a custom ammunition icon. Well, we're not going to cover that. Well, you just see how it's done, so you can use your imagination. So if say we are making the AK fire shotgun shells like it's an AA-12 or something, we'll need to, well, we can actually open some shotgun script and just copy the whole text with the ammo from here, so it links to a different icon. Yeah, so it doesn't link. Oh, okay, it even it links to the first icon sheet. Okay, whatever. So what we want is change that. Now we can close that and get back to our what I've done here. I have already changed that to custom icons AK-47 material. We need to understand that materials and textures are not the same thing. A material is a text file basically. So let's just find it. It resides in custom icons AK-47 mat. It's from 0 to 0, so it just starts well where it starts, and it's longer than what we saw. We saw 192, yeah, and with the same height. Well, it resides in materials and then goes custom icons, and there we can see our AK mat. It's our VMT file, valve material. We can edit this in a text editor of our choice, or use VTFEdit. We'll need that for our texture as well. So what this is, well, that's a reverse engineered default HUD icon. So but it links to, well, what is a material? Material is an array of parameters, values, and all that, and it links all the actual texture files. Well, if say we have our color map and our normal map and our specular and environment and whatever else, in this case we only need the colored, well, in this particular case a completely white silhouette, but whatever. It also has these parameters like translucency, full bright, and whatever, so you can actually play with that. You can disable it by replacing 1 with 0, so it's on off. It links to our texture, and our texture looks like this. Well, not like this. It's actually it has an alpha channel. It's translucent, transparent. What? It has an alpha channel. Well, so we can disable the mask to more easily see what it looks like. In this case, it's a shotgun, but whatever. It just works for our example. So that's what we really want. It's a computer thingy that well, all textures have to be they need to have their dimensions in powers of 2. For example, 64, 128, 256, and so on and so forth. Well, in this case, it's 256 on 64, and since our HUD icons are magnetized, anchored, glued, I don't know, to the right side of our screen, and we don't really want to edit these values all the time. So say if I had my shotgun moved to the left side of the screen over there, I would have to actually change with this thing into whatever I have so that there would not be an empty space uh, between your screen edge and the actual HUD icon. Yeah. So we want our actual gun silhouette to be stuck to the right side, always to the east. Yeah. So don't say. Now that I have brainwashed you into a HUD icon making machine, I will actually teach you how it's done. Let's close that. We need pretty much nothing. So yeah, let's start with finding the mod of our choice that we want a HUD icon for. I picked this one. You will see later why. I think. I don't know if that's the case, but I'm sure we'll run into some issues regarding the length of the magazine of this RPK. It's actually just RPK, it's not 74. 74 has a less curved magazine, but well, who am I? Some kind of weapon expert? Okay, whatever. So what do we want? The guide starts now. Actually, it's been 12, no, 20 minutes of me complaining about my hard life. What we want to do is well, set up our crowbar, make sure we have the correct library for our why is it showing global offensive? I don't want that. I want Left 4 Dead, and it's alright. It's in library 2. In my case it's on E disk. So yeah, make sure you have that correctly set up. And now you want to download this mod. You can either download it in game, but if you are using crowbar, and you will be using crowbar, I really don't see any real alternatives. Well, there are some. Well, you can just Google images of the RPK and make a HUD icon from that, or take a screenshot in game or whatever. But I'll show you how I make HUD icons my way. So that's what I do. I just download the mod. Control A, Control V, download. It's pretty large. Well, done. Unpack. Now we want to unpack. What's that? I don't remember. Materials. Oh, that's probably. Yeah, that's a separate. I wanted a suppressor from there, I think. Yeah. I don't need that. RPK. And what we need, most of the time we are good to go with the world model. Sometimes the world model are well, they can be low poly and not even good enough for the HUD icon. So there are times when a view model is the better option, but I'll go with the world model right now. Let's unpack that. We don't need anything else. Other models, sounds, even textures we don't. We are going to just take a snapshot of the gun's silhouette. Now that we have unpacked that, we can use it in preview. And it already wants to use these materials, but well, unless we copy the textures to our Left4Dead folder, they are not going to show up in the model viewer. Make sure there is a L4D2 in here as well. And when it's loaded, view as a replacement. what do we have now? It already, well, has, well, by default it will look something like this. Center view. That's what you will see by default. Something like this. So what is this all about? You can rotate the model, you can look at it. Well, that's a default texture. Our model, well, it does not have any materials to read, so it reads the default one. This pink and black, magenta and black checkerboard. Well, so when we grab the center of the screen, around the center, we rotate it like this. And when we grab the edge of the screen, it rotates like this. That's important to keep that in mind. We can achieve some rather funny angles with these. Sometimes really undesirable, but at other times it's exactly what we want. So what are we going to do? Well, as you can see, this is, well, kinda out there, and we don't want that. We want to get rid of that. What is this? This shows our flashlight and laser sight attachment. We are by default in there in the render tab. When we go to attachments, we can see our attachments for ejecting shells, muzzle flash, and the actual flashlight aforementioned. Yeah. Also, well, when you hold right mouse button, you can zoom in and zoom out. When you hold when you hold shift and drag your left with your left mouse button, it's going to move around. It's really helpful. Yeah. The right mouse button still zoom in and zoom out. Also, you can, in the render tab, you can change the field of view, let's say 90 degrees or 112 degrees, or well 15 degrees. And I will explain this later. This is weird, but nothing really to worry about. So what this did is, to get rid of our this thing, we need to go to Attachments tab and press None. Now we don't have that around. We're good. Yeah. So what I'm constantly doing is pressing View, and I think it's View. No, it's Options. I have Action HUD over there, so I don't see what's going on. Options, Center View, and that, well, centers the view perfectly. For the view models, there's also view model mode. So if it was our view model, we would see something like this. So another option is center verts. So, well, let's say we have moved our model elsewhere and we want to center, not reset the whole view. We want this angle, but we want to center our gun on our screen, and we press center verts, and it kind of works. Not what we want probably, but well, we can take it from there. We can do something else. It's going to be necessary for us when we get to field of view. So okay, enough talking really. What we're going to do is reset it again, center view, and well, how are we going to convert our pink and black model on a gray background into something we can use for our HUD icon needs? We can, let's say, change the background color to white, and that's already easier. That's already much easier. So you can just print screen, paste it over there. Well, then max out contrast, invert colors, select all black, and well, okay. Well, that's our HUD icon, alright. We are almost done basically, but that's well, we can let's just select the white silhouette, crop it, and well, add a few pixels here and there. Delete that. I'm doing this a sloppy way because I'm going to show you why this might be not the best way to do it. Well, that's one way, but if you want to be a perfectionist, well, the default HUD icons are mostly 192 pixels wide. This is good for us this time. I really thought it won't be. Well, it's tiny basically. So yeah. Well, if we want this long machine gun, it's a long machine gun really. We want it to be, say, well, 256. As you can see, it's more than 64 pixels in height. Let's just reduce that to 64 right away, and we'll get the width we want. And now we can add a few pixels over there until it's 256 pixels wide. Yeah, to the left. And we'll delete our background, and that's pretty much the HUD icon we want. Well, you can also make it a little better by copying the base, making it black and blurring it a little tiny bit, just like this. So you can see it has a faint black outline, just like default valve icons. You can already save that as what was it called in our case, AK-47 text. Save it as something that supports transparency, such as PNG. Save, flatten, and open up our VTFEdit, import our HUD icon. Now there's plenty of options, but what we want to know is, well, I don't know about that, but that's animated texture by default. Normal format, it's not about normal maps or anything, it's about whether the image has transparency. Well, it actually says that, yeah, no alpha channel. Whether it has transparency or not, VTFEdit will automatically detect that. So you can, let's just say that DXT1 has, I think it has no transparency whatsoever. DXT3 has a single bit transparency, so a pixel can be either fully transparent or fully opaque. And DXT5 alpha format, well, it has, well, the best transparency available. There's plenty of other formats, but these are the two you really want. Now about MIP maps. MIP maps, they are not necessary for the HUD icons. That's all I have to say really. But well, when we are doing some kind of models and world geometry textures, we want to use MIP maps because at a distance, the game will. Let's just import something. For example, this texture. Generate MIP maps. I don't remember the default values, but these are. I found these to be the best. Filter, MIP map filter box, sharpen, none. No sharpening. It's going to, well, look sharp. You don't want that. Box is alright. None is great. You don't want to generate normal map. It's just going to try and turn whatever you just imported into a normal map. That's kind of cheap and doesn't really work, but it's fun to try. Resize, I never used that. Advanced. Well, advanced. That's interesting too. There are several versions. I think 7.5 does is not supported in L4D2. 7.4 is L4D2 default, and 7.2 is it's either Half-Life 2 or Counter-Strike Source or both. I don't remember. So well, there is no real reason to ever use. Well, at least I didn't find any reason to use anything newer, really. They kind of work the same. And well, I just stuck with the 7.2 so that if I ever decide to do something for Half-Life 2 or Counter-Strike Source, I will just have it already set up for the older version. Okay, whatever. And well, what are the MIP maps? We have imported our texture, in this case Desert Eagle color map. It doesn't have any alpha channel, it's just full white, it has no transparency. And what are MIP maps? When you are very close to the model, like literally staring into it, you will see the most detailed texture available. But when you distance yourself away from it, you will see a smaller texture that won't look as sharp and won't strain your graphics processor that much. The further you are from it, the smaller the texture is. At distance you don't see any details, and if a model this small has a texture this big, it's going to, well, look real sharp. I think you have seen people wearing striped clothes on television, and well, it looks weird. It's just wavy patterns all over the place, and it's not it's unpleasant to look at. Well, you should try sometime to import in a texture with no MIP maps and try to look at it at a distance to see what I mean, if you are interested. But well, we are doing the HUD icons now, so we don't want MIP maps for our HUD icons. That's our HUD icon. It has an alpha channel. Looks like this. It looks great. Now we can disable. Oh, we can disable mask. It looks great in this as well. Okay, whatever. Now we can save it as. Now we really want it to be named AK47 tags, because that's what our material is looking for. Our material is looking for custom icons, AK47 tags. That's our tags file right now. We want to replace that. I hope that's clear enough. That's our texture. Let's move it there. Replace. Now we can open it. That's our texture, alright? That's our texture. That's what we want. We're done. We have just replaced a HUD icon. We have set up our, well, what's an add-on info? It doesn't matter for the workshop mods whatsoever, because, well, all of this is going to be shown like what you name it in the workshop. The description, the title, and even your name is going to be taken right from Steam. And what is this for? You can delete it actually, but if you well, if you download it from elsewhere, so you have mods just like this laying around, and you want to put it into your add-ons folder, and if they don't have any add-on info, you will never see them. They will work, but you will not be able to enable or disable them. They will always be enabled. You won't see any tick to remove. So that's important to always have one of such files in your it's not hard to make, really. What you need is to reverse engineer some add-on and just Steam app ID 550. It's for L4D2. Yeah. Title is, well, self-explanatory, and, well, that's pretty much it. All you really need is title and description. You don't even have to put any author or whatever. Well, okay, enough of that. Let's delete that. What's that? I don't remember. I remember now. And now that we have done everything, we can just pack it into let's select this folder, our working folder, open. It opens it. Let's press open again, and it's now loaded in there. Press pack, press go to. Now we see our VPK. We can rename it, we can do whatever we want, and well, we can now publish it, upload it right away. So yeah, but we are not going to do this now. At least I am not going to do this. So you can stick around and see how to make a perfect HUD icon, I guess. Because, well, you can have some perspective issues, or maybe that's what you really want. You want a silhouette of a gun with some perspective added into it. Maybe you want your gun to look like this, at a funny angle or whatever. Or maybe you want it to be as 2D as possible, in which case you are going to center view. Yeah, now it looks at us. There's a tick. It says show origin axis. Press it. Now we want to rotate it 90 degrees, so we grab the center of the screen and move it like this. But we are not really sure if we can do this in all right way. Yeah. What we are going to do now is change the field of view. Now we set it to the lowest value possible, 1. What's going on? I don't see anything. Yeah. Center verts. Now I don't see anything at all. Right click and drag down to zoom out. Oh, now we're seeing things. but they are wireframe. That's not good. That's not. Keep dragging. Keep dragging until you see our origin axis. What we want to do now is, well, to move it to the center of the screen, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, and keep rotating. Don't forget to grab the center of the screen, not the edge, because you will mess everything up and we'll have to do it all again. Yeah, so field of view 1. Field of view 1. And grab the center of the screen, that's important. And make sure the green line is as short as possible and it looks right at you. Now you have achieved the most perpendicular, I don't know how it's pronounced in English, view ever. Now you press center words, so you will be in the center of your model. Right click and drag down to zoom out, and well, that's as close as we get to the perfect HUD icon. Now we can hide our origin axis, we don't need that. Well, what happened? Why is it wireframe? Let's see. Textured. It still says texture rendering mode, but it's wireframe actually. Number one. Smooth shaded, I'm not really sure what is this supposed to be, but well, it at least it doesn't have a $sign color 2. Who knows? Textured, well, we don't have any texture, so it doesn't matter. Bone weights, how much of a model part is weighted to a certain bone. In this case, the whole model is, well, maybe not. Maybe it's not weighted to a single bone. Maybe it also has a magazine bone separated. Green is 100% to a single bone. Yeah, well, that's not really necessary for us now. Bad vertex data. It's not always the best option, but well, it looks cool. Really contrasting with our white background right now. But sometimes it makes certain polygons disappear completely, so you might have half of your gun missing, and it's not the best option you have here. Well, this is yeah, this unwrapped. Well, we don't have our texture, so we really don't see any sense in this. I don't know what's that either. Maybe it makes sense, but well, it's not necessary for us right now. Our best option would be textured. Now we press print screen, and now we do what we have done before. Now we max out brightness and contrast. Maybe we decrease brightness so that, well, let's see the trigger guard is going to be the thinnest part of this model, and when we max out the contrast, it's going to be exactly 1 pixel wide. We want it to be a bit wider, maybe, so we decrease the brightness until, well, it's completely negative. Well, at least it's now 2 pixels wide. That's good. Okay, let's see what we have. Well, that looks cool. What colors? Let's crop. Let's add a few pixels from the center, here and there. Oh, I have forgotten this thing. Okay, that really isn't too bad. And now let's resize again. 64 pixels in height. Well, you can do whatever you like, but keep it in powers of 2. Yeah, that's how our HUD icon is going to look like, pretty much like this, but without the background. Oh, we can beautify it by, well, inverting this again, making a slight blur, and save with the same name, flatten. Well, that's it. Now, again, VTFEdit. Here's our icon. Here's it without the alpha channel. Looks great. A faint, no maps, a faint black outline all over the place. Save as the same name. Replace it again. Replace. Yeah, that's it. Now, well, version 2. Now I can pack it again. It's our second beta version, V2. Yeah, now I can upload that. Well, that's it. That's pretty much it. So, again, let me do it as fast as I can, maybe. So, well, let's open viewer. Let's make a default one this time. Let's make a HUD icon for weapon, no, world models, weapons. What do we want to make a HUD icon for? Let's make a pistol icon. So that's what we see. Well, when we load it here, we want to center view. We want to show origin. Oh, I haven't explained that. You see, when I set FOV to 1, it is a kind of a shortcut to the wireframe rendering mode. If I set it to 2, it's smooth shading, textured, bone weights. You get the idea, right? Now if I press 5, nothing happens. I don't know why that isn't why that doesn't have any shortcut, but well, if you press 1, 2, 3 or 4 first. So let's say I want 15 degrees. Yeah, that's what I get. I get a wireframe. I don't know. I just don't. Okay, show origin axis, field of view 1 degree. We want the green axis to look at us, center verts, zoom out, hide origin axis, background color white, textured. Oh, now that's the problem. Yeah, we can use bad vertex data. That's fine. That's fine for us right now. Paste. Yeah. Invert. Brightness, contrast, maximum contrast. Crop. Let's make it a square. Well, this big. Now we need to make it 64 pixels. By the way, while you still have your silhouette in high quality, you might want to, well, make it into a preview. Yeah, No. Crud. So, well, whatever preview you like. By default, it's 640 on 360 pixels. It's going to look like this. Yeah, you can, well, have fun. You can use a photo for a background, or you can use a gradient of some sort. Yeah, you like gradients, don't you? Let's pick a different color, a more soothing color, a less vivid color. Yeah, something like this. Okay, yeah. So, and save it as something, well, like a JPEG for your preview. Well, we don't really want that. We want our texture to be square, like this, and then 64 pixels. Now we can do whatever we want to make it more beautiful. Invert colors, add a little blur, just a little, yeah, and save as PNG. Close that. VTFEdit. Our texture. Save it as I think it's pistol text in this case. Close. Add prefabs. Pistol dual. Generals custom icons. Here we have a HUD icon for the single pistol, HUD icon for the dual pistols in separate files. Well, you don't have to have them into separate files, but I think that's going to be easier for you. And we have just replaced a HUD icon. We don't need to do anything else. I have already done everything. I mean, I have altered the scripts to link to a different HUD icon. Speaking of which, you can now have a little fun, like increasing the magazine size, increasing or decreasing damage. Well, make it crazy to kill your teammates and shit, and well, all that. Or maybe not, or maybe it's just going to be a HUD icon. Who knows? Who knows how crazy you are? And that's pretty much it. Now let's pack our HUD icon. Well, we didn't make a dual pistol icons, but that's a bit harder and not as fast as what I did. How much time did it take? Like 5 minutes or something? That's all you really want to that's it. No excitement, no research, pretty much. Well, it's just download a model, preview, take a snapshot, well, make it a perfect snapshot, yeah, and save it as a ETF into my presets, or maybe make your own. I will again, I'm saying that I will leave a link for these presets, so you can make them yourself. So, well, let's just open the workshop. What do I have here? Some thing. I'm not sure if this is fictional or not. I have never seen it before. H harms. Crytek. Well, it's Warface. That's probably kinda real. H arms. CQR. Warface. Yeah. Well, that looks like a real photograph, so that might be real. That might be interesting for me to research. I mean, what's this button? Oh, that's a magazine release. Cool. I've learned something new. Well, that's a particularly normal magazine release for the AR-15 and similar rifles. But what's this? That's a forward. This is just like what the AR-15 has. Well, that's a fancy AS foregrip. Huh. Looks kind of funny. I might wanna draw it sometime. Or not. I don't know. I haven't drawn. I have so many unfinished uh, artworks. I had been mostly doing them for the HUD icons and not for, well, research or whatever. I was turned to the HUD icon factory. I hated that. Oh God. So now that I made this some kind of a guide, you can do it yourself. Really, I don't accept HUD icon requests anymore. Just learn from my guide or whatever this is. I'm not sure if this is a guide, if this can be called a guide. Uh, Now you won't have to rely on me to make them, and well, really, did I show anything hard? If you have the basic intelligence to press a button on your computer to turn it on and turn it off, you can handle these, I think. I mean, you play video games like a energy drunk maniac or something. I don't know. Well, what's so hard in making a simple HUD icon? Nothing. I have just shown you that there's nothing really hard. Anyone can do this. Well, and I hope to, well, see some of you using this knowledge to make your own amazing HUD icons. And well, uh, keep keep your requests away from me. It's really, well, it's not what I want to do. Oh God. Since I deleted my well, non-artwork HUD icons, somebody decided to re-upload them and mark me as a contributor, and my number of add-ons is grossing up again. I'm not sure if this is a bad or good thing, but at least they are not mine anymore, and I don't have to manage them. They're just out there. Well, what I won't do is, well, messing with models, maybe create my animations, but all I ultimately get is, well, HUD icon requests. That's bullshit. I don't want that. That's slowing me down, really. I have plenty of time, plenty of free time to learn animations. Perhaps I will. I hope I will. Well, I also hope that, well, this hour long video helped you learn something new and exciting, and maybe not exciting, but something new at least. Maybe you will see that that's, well, why am I so lazy to do HUD icons? They literally take 5 minutes to make, and then 1 minute to test, and even 10 HUD icons, well, and testing them will take me just an hour. But why? Why must I do it again and again and again and again? I don't want that. I really don't. So you can do it yourself now. Huh, well. Anyway, thank all of you for staying with me all this time, except those couple of followers who do this out of spite because I told them to fuck off someday, and now they are, well, stalking me and downvote my stuff. Really? Really? Okay, have fun, whatever. one downvote and one my upvote, well, they're equal, I guess. Well, so have fun with that. Anyway, thanks to you all for, well, supporting me all these days, and, well, for understanding me. And I know I can be an asshole. I often throw tantrums, make up excuses and all that. Well, I know I'm a flawed person. Well, aren't you? Well, nobody's perfect. Well, not me, at least. So, hope to, well, uh, teach you something else in the future, and, well, maybe. Okay, whatever. See you around next time. Yeah. Thanks for watching.